I think my addiction starts where everybody else's does for the most part. I was a 12-year-old boy, uh, didn't know anything about sex, and I was introduced to it basically by a sex education class. Um, and out of curiosity, you know, I started a little bit of hanky panky with myself, and that's lasted, for my entire, or that lasted for my addiction. I remember at 13 knowing that I was addicted. An ecclesiastical leader told me that I shouldn't do it anymore and that I needed to stop before I couldn't, and I already couldn't. And I tried just about everything, at least on my own, I did. Um, I felt really guilty and ashamed because I was obviously religious, and I didn't want anybody to know because they would think I was some pervert or something. And I thought they were all perfect, and I wasn't. So I dealt with a lot of guilt and shame, and I hid it um, as best I could. I never told my parents, not until later in my life. Um, I thought that getting married was going to solve my problem. It didn't. Um, I remember my wife found out on our first anniversary, and from that point forward, my relationship just tanked, and it sucked. She was really mad, really hurt. She wanted to know everything. I didn't want her to know everything, so I got really defensive and angry towards her. Um, Eventually, I started going to counselors. I saw 6 or 7 of them. I went to multiple different types of support meetings. I hated them for long periods of time, and or for a long time. I went in and out of those meetings. I did not want to make phone calls. It took me 5 years to really get involved in phone calls. My wife just about kicked me out of the house. In fact, she did once. I was only gone for like a day or two. And went down to my parents and hung out there while they were out of town. um, but I literally almost got kicked out of my home, and I felt like I was almost losing my wife and my kids. And so that kind of catapulted me into recovery, and I got my first year and a half clean. I went back out there, you know. Um, I could have lost my job because I was watching pornography at work. In fact, I was really close to losing my job actually one time. Um, I uh, was an angry guy, and I think because of my anger, I almost got divorced. That was part of my addiction. Not necessarily that I was acting out sexually at that time, but we removed the sex addiction basically, and then my anger came out, and so I had to work through that. And it's just been a long and painful road. Uh, I've done 12-step work. I've had sponsors. Um, and it's been, like I said, a long road. It's taken a long time, and I just don't think my recovery is ever going to end. I'm going to continue in recovery because I just know that I'll just keep getting better and better.